What's happening, guys? Super excited for this video. Today we're taking a look at this microphone by Mackie. This is the EM-91CU Plus. Now, if you don't know who Mackie is, they are a huge player in the audio game. They make everything from microphones to headphones to mixers to soundboards to speakers to monitor speakers, you name it. If it's in the audio game, Mackie probably makes it. So real quick up front here, Mackie did send these out to me to take a look at, to try out, to share with you guys the microphone as well as the boom arm to put the microphone on. And even better yet, you guys are gonna like this because not only did they send me one, they sent me two of them. And why? Because I'm gonna give one away to you guys. So watch this video, check out this microphone and this boom arm, and see if it's something that you think works good for you. And I'm gonna leave a link to a contest in the description below. I'm sure you guys are gonna love to win this mic. I don't know what this sounds like yet. We're gonna try that out in this video. You're gonna hear my impressions and thoughts live when we plug it in. We're gonna put it in Resolve. We're gonna record ourselves, kind of see how it sounds, and make a determination, is this thing good? Is it worth it? What do you guys think? You know, how does it sound on your end? But let's get into this video and see what it's all about. So a couple of quick facts about this microphone. You can use it for anything. You're on a Zoom call, you're filming YouTube videos like this, you can use this microphone for pretty much anything. It's a super easy setup. All it is USB plug and play. You don't have to have audio interfaces and any kind of crazy stuff. It's USB plug and play. A couple of key features with this, it has an onboard mute button. So that's handy. You want to mute your microphone when you're using it. I like to have a mute button on there just in case, you know, got to hit it real quick or you just want to cut out that sound. The mute button's nice. It also has a headphone jack, which we're going to take a look at. So that's good because then you can monitor yourself, listen to yourself, or any other audio you might have on your computer. So that comes in really handy as well. Let's open up the microphone first because that's what I want to see first, all right? So we got the EM-91CU Plus here. Now, they do have different models here. I'll throw up a screenshot on the screen here of different microphones that they have. This one isn't too expensive. This one's about $80 if you take a look on their website. So not too bad. It's in the ballpark. I mean, anything less than $100, if you can get something in that range, I think you're doing pretty good, especially if it sounds good. You're going to be doing pretty well here. So let's open this guy up and see what we got in here. So we got some little pamphlets and information. Keep this card, record like a pro. Looks like you can download some Pro Tools here if you want it, and download Waveform, OEM, and DAW Essentials collection. So I'm not too sure what those are, but I will check those out. Here we got our owner's manual for the microphone. Always check out the owner's manual. I always say, read the owner's manual. There's gonna be things in there that you might not know, so definitely check this out. All right, in the box here, we have the microphone itself. This guy feels pretty good. It's got a little bit of weight to it. It feels pretty solid here. It's nice. I mean, it feels good in the hands. It feels solid. On the bottom of the mic here is where we're gonna connect in our USB cable. Here's our mute button right on the front, as well as our headphone jack. So headphone jack, mute button. We have our cord to plug it into. It's almost got one of these printer cable looking ends to it here. And then it's just got a regular USB end on the other side of it there. Now this looks pretty nice. So here is the mount for the microphone. And I think that's all that's in there, yep. So check out the mount for this microphone here. This is pretty sweet here. What I like about this is that it's its own shock mount. It's got rubber bands to hold it in there, so that way, you know, if you're moving around, you bump in your desk or something like that, you don't have to worry about the microphone moving too much. There's threads on the bottom of the microphone here, and that's gonna thread into the bottom of this guy. So we can see you just put them together here and easily thread them together. And there we go, the microphone's on there good. You can see if I shake it around a little bit here, the shock mount's actually doing its job, right? There's no metal hitting metal. It's in there pretty good. It's got a little bit of flex to it, but not too much. You don't want it to be flopping all over the place. But this is pretty good. And then on the other end of it here, we have a threaded end that we're gonna put onto the boom arm here. That's the microphone in a nutshell. I think it seems pretty solid, just feeling it. I'm really curious to see how well it sounds. Let's bring over this boom arm. Now I have used some boom arms in the past, and some of the ones I've used, they haven't been that great. You know, it won't stay in position so well, or I've even had ones where the part that attaches to the desk breaks. So let's get this guy open and see what kind of quality this thing is here. And these are the exact same things that you guys are gonna be getting if you win this contest too. All right, a little stuck in the box there. Here we go. Okay, all right, that's that. Guy on the side. All right, so here is the boom arm, spring loaded. And so far, I mean, it feels pretty good. We're gonna have to get it set up and see how well does this thing, you know, stay in place and everything. Watch your fingers. You don't want to snap your fingers in there. All right, so when you're working with this thing, you want to be careful because I don't know if I'm going to throw it in there or not. But this guy just went whoo, shot out and sent everything flying. So you want to be careful with this guy. It's spring loaded, and you're not careful, it's gonna shoot everything all over, kind of like it just did for me. So let's take a look at this clip here real quick. This mount looks really good. It looks a lot sturdier than I've seen in other mounts. The top of it is flat. It's got a good spot that it can sit on your desk here. And I think it's gonna do a really good job. So I'm actually just gonna put it right over here. So I know I'm gonna have my microphone over here. What I'm gonna do is bring back my monitor. We're gonna jump into DaVinci Resolve, hook this guy up and try it out. So we'll just screw that on there, put this guy in here, that out of the way. It does have a nice little thing on here that allows you to tighten it down so there's no chance of it flying out. It does have some clamps on here to help you. So it looks pretty good so far. All right, so I'm gonna adjust this guy a little bit here, see if I can get the microphone on it. So it mounts up to the desk really easy. I'm having a little bit of trouble getting it to stay where I want it, but maybe it just needs a little weight on it here for the microphone. So I'm gonna let this guy go for a second here. Let's loosen this up. We're gonna put the microphone on there and see if that helps adding a little weight there to help it stop from springing out so much. So let's give this a try. All right, make some adjustments there. And now it's hanging pretty good here. Pretty good, pretty good. All right, guys, so I'm plugged directly into DaVinci Resolve. We're listening to the EM-91CU Plus, and this is what it sounds like. I've tried this out a bunch of times. I've ran a bunch of tests. It works good. I mean, it sounds good. So let me give you a little bit more info about this mic. So this is a cardioid microphone, which means it's primarily going to pick up in front of the microphone. Right now, I'm about 6 to 8 inches away from the microphone. If I come a little bit closer, it's going to sound a little bit better. You're going to get that proximity effect in there. And then, let's see, this is about a foot away from it. Maybe now I'm back to about 2 feet. And I'd say that's about 3 feet away. So that's kind of what it sounds like and how well it picks up your voice from different distances. Now, just to test the pickup pattern there, if I turn this microphone, now I'm talking to the side of it, again, about 8 inches away. Now I'm talking to the back of it. And, you know, in my monitoring here, I can hear it sounds like it's doing a pretty good job of cutting out some of that audio. And I can bring it around and go to the other side of it, speak to the side of it, and back to the front of it where we're getting our best sound and where you want to really keep it. So this microphone does sound good. Right now I'm using the headphone jack here to monitor what I'm recording. Now you can hear stuff from your computer. It'll send your audio out there, and I can also hear what I'm recording right now. But one thing that I did notice that I'm not a fan of is that when you have your headphone jack plugged in here, the headphones always have a constant hiss. It's not overwhelming, it's not crazy, but if I'm editing my audio and I want to make sure I have no background noise, I think that I would probably plug my headphones either directly in my computer to my audio interface, something different where I'm not hearing that constant background hiss. Now, there's no way to adjust your volume or anything like that for your headphones on the microphone itself. You do that through your computer. But even when you turn it off, oh, my bad. My bad there. But even when you completely mute the audio from the computer, you still hear a hiss in the headphones. Now, it's only in the headphones. It is not in the recording from the microphone because I've recorded and listened to it on, you know, a different output from my computer. Works fine, no problem. So it's only in the headphones coming out of the microphone. So for that reason, I wouldn't use the monitoring from the headphone itself and the headphone jack here. If they could take care of that noise, then that would be great. I'd have no problem with that. Then I would use this. But right now, I am listening to it just to monitor myself and see how it sounds. Now, the mute button, there you go. You heard the mute button, or you didn't hear the mute button. Now, I will get something that's going to make some noise and move it around a little bit and see how well it does with picking up background noise. So give me a second and let me find some background noise. All right, so I found some background noise on my phone here. It's going to be good enough. I got a fan. Let's say you got a fan going in the background. I'm going to turn that guy all the way up. You should hear that. So if I hold it over here, this is my arm lengths away. What is that, 3 feet away? How's that sound? Say it's my computer running crazy over on the desk behind me. Now, that is pretty loud. That might be louder than a normal fan. Let me go stick it over, you know, in my studio over there a little bit, maybe 5, 6, 7 feet away, and see if we can hear that. Be right back. All right, so I just stuck it across my studio over there. It's, I don't know, how far away is that? It's probably 8 feet away, something like that. So let's be quiet here. Again, the microphone's facing me. So is it not picking up things behind? Let's be quiet. Listen. Now, I don't think I can hear it in my headphones here. I'm going to have to listen to this recording and see what we got. But that's what it sounds like if you got a fan running in the background. And I mean, for me sitting here, that does sound a little loud. So I'm curious to see how well the microphone picks it up. All right, turn that fan off there. All right, so wrapping up, what do I think of this microphone? As I've said before, I think this thing is great. It does a great job. It sounds great. And for less than $100, I mean, you can't go wrong with this microphone. Really, you don't even have to do any processing to it. Couple things I did notice while I was editing this video together and just listening to how this thing sounds. One is that you do hear some plosives. So especially if I'm talking directly into it, you might hear some plosives, those P's that pop and B's. So, I mean, the way I kind of get around it is, one, you can use a pop filter. So that might be something that comes in handy with this particular microphone. Use a pop filter. But if you don't have one, just kind of talk past the mic a little bit so that those puffs of air aren't going directly into the microphone. They're kind of going past the microphone. Granted, you're still going to get some plosives in there, but it's a way that you can not spend any money and hopefully eliminate some of those plosives. So that's one thing to keep in mind. You do get some plosives with this microphone, but if you're careful on how you speak into it, I think you can kind of get around most of that. Now, the background noise, when we ran that fan and I held it over here and I put it over in my studio, this thing did a really good job of cutting out that background noise because honestly, I mean, it sounded pretty loud in my studio here to me, but this microphone did a great job of not picking up a whole lot of it, especially once it was on the side or, you know, in the back and farther away in my studio. So the fact that it didn't pick up a whole lot of background noise, that was really a big deal and something that I thought was pretty good. And I did tweak the audio just a little bit, and you've been listening to that, and it was super easy to work with here. As long as you've got a good signal coming in, you got enough, gain on your microphone there. It's a great microphone to work with some audio on and to process the audio. Now, I didn't do a whole bunch of changes, just a few small tweaks, and I think it helped out. And it's not even necessary because the microphone sounds so good. But if you wanted to just, fine-tune it a little bit, you're an audio nerd like myself, you know what I mean? You can get in there and tweak it just a little bit, and it makes a difference. And, I think that this microphone is just, it's great. So if you think this microphone is good, definitely check out the link in the description below. Sign up for the contest. Hopefully one of you guys, well, obviously one of you guys is definitely going to win this microphone and the boom arm. One other thing to keep in mind is you're going to need some kind of boom arm to mount this thing to because it doesn't come with a mount, so it's got to mount onto something. Now, this boom arm is great. It does a good job. I've had no issues with it. One thing I really like about the boom arm is the way it attaches to your table. The attachment that they give you for this is probably the best I've seen from boom arms so far. I want to say thank you to Mackie for sending out this stuff for me to try out, share with you guys, and for giving me an extra to give away to one of you guys, because I love giving stuff to you guys. Fantastic. I mean, why would I not want to give stuff to you guys, right? So huge thank you to Mackie. Really appreciate you guys. Love all your stuff, and I look forward to trying out some more of your stuff in the future, hopefully. Let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. And with that said, that wraps up this review on the EM-91CU Plus Mackie microphone. Thanks so much, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Peace.